Hi, this is Tormod, and I'm just gonna breathe. Okay, so this is a process vlog to just explain shortly where I'm at in my process of walking Destiny I Process Pro. Um, how I experience my progress or my lack of progress, and how I'm experiencing my participation within Destiny I Process and walking my life here on Earth, doing my process. And one thing that I've been pondering lately is there are several things I've been walking, several sort of walks or several business words that have occupied my being, my mind, and so on. And one of them is the dimension of time. And I have looked into the word time and my own experience of time, my where is me in time? Where am I in time? The word time, time, tie me. Where am I being tied within this, and why am I allowing myself to be tied within this dimension? How is that rigid within myself? What is the memories? What is the computer? What is the data that builds this up? What is the energies or the components or the personalities or memories or energies or whatever that builds up this concept of mine, this experience of time within myself? And I'll be trying to loosen up on that with self-forgiveness upon memories, upon how I see myself, how I perceive myself, what I claim to be true, and what I say is reality, and what is my definition of time and my role in it, how I look upon it, how I view these tunnels of time, as the ecoff.com explains within the new Atlantean series about time. So that is interesting. That is something that I really had to go a bit deep on myself and see that, okay, why am I tying myself up within this dimension? It says tying me as, how does it work? What does it entail? What are the consequences? What's going on? What can I see? What can I not see? What is going on within this time dimension of slaving to the concept of time, perhaps? Or whatever relation my relation to the word time is. How can I work on this? What can I look into? Where can I remove energy components, whether are lying there creating tripping wires or landmines within myself? Energy is lying there like cinder in the dark, glowing and glowing energies laying inside of myself within this dimension of time. Where can I go in and work on self-forgiveness on those points and make the energy disappear? And changing myself so I don't follow that pattern again. Changing myself so I don't follow that same pattern again. Making a correction, as you would call it. So that is interesting about time dimension. I've been working with words such as stable, stabilizing, calm, groundedness, rootedness, comfortable. Such words: organized, structured, symmetrical, colorful, light-hearted. These are like the basket of words that I've been playing with or involved or growing within myself, that I've been taking onto myself, looking at, investigating, and so that I can change into being these words. If I can become more organized, if I can become more stable, if I can become more calm, if I can become more self-confident, more colorful, more light-hearted, perhaps, and so on and so forth. I will look into these specific words and try to live these words so I can become that change, that hard concept of changing, difficult concept of changing, So I can live in these words, really just take on these words, forgive the energies within it, forgive the data, the friction, the movement, the pain within it, if there is any, and there most likely is in most words. Forgive any details that are like frictionate or painful or emotional or inferior or whatever. And to embrace the word with my full body, with my full holistical self, and embrace it and to live it and change myself so I can become organized, become calm, become confident, become stable, become grounded, become rooted. That is something that I've evolved into more and more my daily application. Writing, investigating words, opening them up and saying them to myself, looking at them and visually, like visualizing words that I live and expressing within and as these words, using these words, talking to other people about, well, when I try to be calm and talking to people about my process, sharing openly how I experiencing living words, how I experiencing my process, how I experience self-forgiveness, how I experience the daily life, how I experience not being calm, like just now, how I get like uh, taken by energies and just like blah, 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 blabbering all over the place. How I can jump conclusions and start talking really fast and be disoriented and be unorganized and unstable and uncalm, because that is where I come from. Because these words are like the opposite of the old me, of the pre-programmed me. The pre-programmed me would be like unorganized, uncalm, unstable, while I would need to and can gain within my process, within my life experience, to become more stable, more calm, more rooted, and so on. So that is what I would like to experience in practical, actual terms, become more stable, become more calm, become more rooted, become more slowing down, um, not going so fast, taking my time to breathe, grounding myself in my physicality, feeling my tips of my toes and tips of my fingers and feeling my whole, am I here? Am I breathing? Where am I? What am I doing? Where is my mind? What is my being doing? How is my physicality? So that is something that I've been doing and opening up more and more the sounding of self-forgiveness, using my voice to resonate with my whole body, using my voice saying self-forgiveness to resonate with my whole body, tips of my toes, and to the tips of my fingers and my ears and my everything in my body, to use that self-forgiveness uh, words to remove all these energies from my body, to delete them, sort of, if you can put it in practical terms, and to change my voice when I say self-forgiveness. Like I would say self-forgiveness like in a deep bass voice, to how that resonates within my body if I use a deep bass voice when I say self-forgiveness. Like, I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself. Or a high-pitched tone. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself. Now, this may sound clownish and foolish and theatrical, but life is pretty clownish and foolish and theatrical. So that is the play within it. Oh, that is sort of a play within it. To use that voice that I have to sort of perfect my voice, to explore my own voice, and the tuning and the tones and the tonality and the words that I choose to word myself each and every day, each and every moment, how I choose between responsible or unresponsible, self-honesty or self-dishonesty. What are the words that I choose? What is the path that I choose? What is the how have I evolved the last year, couple of years, from before 2010 and 2009. And before that, before when I was younger, how have I evolved throughout the many years now that I've been walking process. I've been walking process now. I have been walking process now for a little over 4 years, and I have done some real cool changes with myself and my existence. And do my I make sure that I do my utmost every day to to be that responsible, to be that self-honest with my every breath. And if I don't, I go back and I correct myself. I forgive the energy, I forgive the psychology, I forgive the data, and I remove the energies, and I remove the tripping wires, and I remove the landmines, so that it's not causing any friction or pain within my body no more. I remove the components of pain and friction, or backshots, or fear, or whatever it is. Pick it apart like a puzzle it is. And so become living change. And then I take on words so that I can become a more perfected type of change. I can change into organized, calm, stable. I take on these words, I live these words, I breathe these words, I express these words. And something that I find these days, or the last couple of days actually, really using that knowledge and information that I carry, that I did, the deprogramming that I've learned the last years, when I've been deprogramming myself, all of myself. I mean, destiny process is a really thorough and fundamentally deep process. It takes all angles. It covers all aspects of life and beyond. It's really awesome. You should check it out if you care about responsibility and honesty. It covers so many areas of life and beyond. And so what I emphasize these days is to try to look into how can I bring this, what I write in my blog, or that I talk right here now in this blog, how can I bring this information, this type of mannerism, this type of psychology, this type of drive, this type of self-honesty, this type of responsibility, how can I bring this into real life moments when I interact with people, or when I do work, or whatever I do? How can I bring this lingo, this psychology, this mechanisms? I'm just gonna breathe. How can I bring this, what is best for all, oneness and equality philosophy, into practical, tangible terms? How can I do that? That is something looking into, and to really change, to really be that pioneer in the world of new world leaders, and to live that change, to be that, to put my mouth where, to put my to walk the talk, so I can do what I say I can do, or what I say others can do. To do it, be that change of example. To be that change of example, like a piece of the puzzle, to be that change. And just for the record, today, in October 2016, I'm just going to breathe. The suffering of nature, animals, and children, and humans in general, the suffering of these creates rewards like money. We have a system that is so rotten and so beyond insanity that when you really strip it down and look at it, you can see that, okay, so it is the suffering and the dying and the murdering of plants, of animals, of fishes, of children, of human beings. It is the suffering and death of these life forms that creates money, that rewards you with money. There's no hiding from this, and there is hardly any denial of this either. This is how the world is run. From the triangle of Vatican, London, Washington, and so on and so on and so on. All this information is more and more popping up out there on the web, like telling us about how to become a how the system is rigged, how it is hard boiled, slaving to this concept of rewarding and giving money to people that are abusing life, that are selfish, that are ego, that are war criminals, and blah, beyond what we accept and allow to go on within our very minds of friction, of projections, of thoughts, of backshots, of fear, of whatever that we project out of ourselves that is creating this reality. We have all this pain, all this friction, all this whatever psychology, bing bang boom, bing bang bang, going on in our minds all the fucking time. And this is reflected as within, so without. And there is no denial of that. It's a mathematical fact, as we are all slaving to mind consciousness system. That is where desteniiprocess process tells you to stop. Stop, forgive it all within itself, and become equal and one with the mind, and change. Forgive it all and live words. So that is where I look at how to bring this talk here into practical terms. When I'm doing dishes, when I'm eating dinner, or cleaning up, or cleaning my room, or talking to people at doing work, or picking apples, or cleaning up after the pigs, or doing stuff and interacting, to walk the talk. And there's what I currently face. Some dimensions of backshots, some dimensions of this time investigation that I have been going on, looking into the word time. There's something, if I look into all my work at the moment, there is some sort of friction or energies, a couple of places. But the overall general term as of my physical and my being is that I'm becoming more stable. I'm becoming more grounded. I'm living the word calm. And I have this banner within me, this words within me of what is best for all, oneness and equality, that I live by, that I breathe by, that I honor. From this breath to my very last. So this is a short vlog about my process, walking in desteniiprocess process, doing writings, and communicating, looking into psychology and psychiatry. What are the trends? What are people doing within psychiatry, and also looking into the system that is what it is. We have a system that rewards abuse of life, plain and simple. And what we can say from that we have a system that rewards abuse of life. We're stopping it. We are reversing it. Now, how long time this will take before we have a peaceful world, we don't know. How much effort or how many people it will take to really turn totally around and reverse oneself, or change oneself, or change parts of oneself, so that we can all change for greater good, without military, without abuse, without all these atrocities we have been going on in this world. Because fail me not, as of this October 2016, the abuse and suffering and dying of plants, nature, animals and children, humans, is rewarded with money. That is the very hard boiled down fact of capitalism, of whatever system you call it, that we have been going on today on this earth. It is time to wake up, to really smell the coffee and to say, okay, this tells it is time that we change. And change starts with myself. And if I'm going to change you, I have to change myself first, so I can be an example of that change. As of what is best for all, in oneness and equality, very codes of life. How we all can live and prosper in abundance without fearing things, without going into all sorts of energies and backshots and mind bothers of mind and atrocities of psychology. So within, so without all these religions and wars and bullshit separation we have going on of red and blue or left or right or whatever bullshit. All these things are happening out there with Trump or with Syria or Ukraine or whatever. All these things are happening out there for you to be caught up in it. They're happening, all these bullshit things, so that you should stare at that instead of staring into yourself and investigating yourself, find out, who am I? What am I doing here on earth? What is my purpose? What the fuck happened? How did I get here? What is the meaning of my life? And so that, because all these things are going on with Trump or Hillary or Fukushima or whatever, all these things are going on so that you should be diverted from looking into yourself, from investigating yourself, just staring at a screen of CNN or whatever, Fox News, whatever, to stare at that on Facebook and be caught up in that in porn or whatever you have, and to live in the projection, to live in the mind world, to live in a Facebook, whatever, Fox News, BBC, whatever news world, and to swallow all these bullshits and instead of looking into yourself. So I'm begging you, please, let's take some time to investigate self, look into self, do some writing, do some investigation. We all very much would like change, and we all would like to see a world that suits all, without wars and without atrocities and without abuse and so on. So check out destiny.org, the most profound and thorough and deep-going process of psychology of self there is. Thank you very much.